how to play 2-5-1 chords in Gypsy Jazz. My name is Nolan, and in this series of videos, I'm answering your questions playing Gypsy Jazz guitar, and I've been getting some questions about 2-5-1s and how to play them in Gypsy Jazz because it's a little bit different than like jazz guitar, for example. So let's just get into this. So 2-5-1, a 2-5-1 progression is in C major would be D minor 7, G7, C. That's chord 2. That's why it's called 2. D minor 7. Chord 5, G7. That's the fifth chord from C major. Then 1 is the home key of C. For example, in G, the 2 would be A minor 7, the 5 would be D7, and the 1 would be G. So 2-5-1s happen in practically every tune ever written. So it's kind of useful to know some moves in both playing chords and soloing. So in this video, I want to show you how the chords work in Gypsy Jazz. And there's this, if we're in C, if you play other kind of music, you might be aware of these chords. So D minor 7, G7, C. Yeah, so that G7, C. So in Gypsy Jazz, it kind of sounds a bit different because you've got this kind of sound. So D minor 7, there's two ways you can play D minor 7, either this way, which is D, F, C, F. So, or you take the bass note A, and it's still D minor 7. You're just taking that bass note. And you might do that because if you're playing rhythm, then you can hit the bass string as well, like that. And if you just play the D, you know what I mean? So they're both D minor 7. Then the cool thing about this whole thing, it's what it's all about, is that you keep your first finger there, and then you just slide those 3 fingers down a fret, and then you get a G7 type chord. Now you might be saying that's not G7 because that's a G sharp, but well, it is a G sharp, but it is G7 too. So it's just get used to the shape first, and we can analyze the theory later. So D minor 7, you keep your first finger there on the F, you slide these 3 down. That's A flat, F, B, and E, and that's G7. And then you go to your C major type. It might be that chord C major 7. It could just be C major, maybe with a 6. So you've got or it sounds really crunchy, great. That's what kind of sets it apart. When you know, heard Django and people like that doing these kind of voicings, and it just sounds, to me, it sounds really crunchy and really cool, as opposed to you've got kind of, it's kind of like well, it's an altered chord, you know. You use an altered harmony. I don't even understand it, but it just sounds cool, you know. D flat, 7 sharp 9 for the G7, you know. And then you use it, like, let's say the end of All of Me is like, why not take all of me? It's a 2-5-1, D minor 7, G7. So you might go like, again. It's kind of handy because you're not kind of moving your hand much. Or the other way. Like that. So that's an example of a 2-5-1 played in Gypsy Jazz. There's other ways too. But I like to try and keep these videos short and just bite-sized. So just to recap, 2-5-1 in C, D minor 7, G7. It's actually a G13 flat 9. That's the flat 9. Then C major. And you can either pick the bass string to play or the D on the A string. And it's going to sound great. And you can put them in your solo as well. So if I'm playing solo, I might go. Really kind of adds some gypsy bite to your solos. So there you go. There's some gypsy style 2-5-1 progressions. And if you've got a question you'd like to ask me, then just fire away. questions@gypsyjazzsecrets.com, and I'll be happy to make a video for you. So thanks for watching the video. Don't forget to like and share and subscribe here at Gypsy Jazz Secrets, and I look forward to seeing you soon.